Hello everyone. Just another video, just show what I'm actually working on at the moment. I'm going to make myself a little coaster for my cup of tea. And the coaster's going to have some little lights on it, and they're going to light up. So the red ones are going to be when it's too hot. The blue ones are when it's going to be too cold, or it's gone cold, shall I say. And the green ones are going to be when the temperature's just right. So I've got a nice cup of tea at the right temperature that I like. So let's just get rid of the mug. Yeah, in the middle there's going to be a sensor stuck in the middle there. And if I just remove the bottom, there we go. And I'm going to control it with a STM8S103F2. Yes, one of these little blue modules. And then when I wire it all up inside, I'm just going to run wires and use my hot glue gun to keep them all separate. I'm not going to, it's never going to be entered, used or anything. So what I've done first is I've done a fritzing. This is a circuit, so I've got my STM8S103F, got my DS18B20, that's the temperature sensor. There's going to be an option to plug in an LCD on the I2C. That's just for setting up and things. Basically what it does, it'll show you the temperature. Because I'm going to drive in two LEDs on each one, I'm going to put some resistors in there. So basically, the power will come in through the USB port on this module, and I'm going to take the 5 volts from the USB to power the LEDs. The STM8 is actually 3.3 volts, so that'll be just driving the transistors to light up the LEDs. I've done a fritzing breadboard layout, so you can try it before. The idea, I'm going to make it into an instructable, so you can try it out, and that's what my prototype looks like before I stick it all in the board. So let's have a look at the my prototype. So if I get just my temperature sensor's just here, so I'm just going to warm it up. Get me little hot thing, and I'll just warm that temperature up. I've got the display here. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see it's gone up to 29 degrees there. Look, for this demonstration, I've just set the difference between the three. Well, actually, there's 5 ranges, but basically the red is hot, and then when let's just warm it up again so I can catch it when it's doing it. So I'll just warm it up there. So when it's hot, it's going to show the red LEDs, and then as it cools down and becomes drinkable, the green ones will flash. So we'll just let the sensor just cool down a bit, and then the green should start flashing when it gets to about when it gets below 20. Gets below 28. I mean, I'm going to make it so you can actually change the actual temperature in the instructable. Right, so the flashing, that means it's drinkable. And then when it turns green, totally green, that'll mean the tea is at the perfect temperature, or whatever temperature you prefer it at. So then it's perfect at that temperature. Then as it cools down, so you haven't drunk it yet, but if you leave it too long, as it cools down, your tea goes cold, it'll start flashing blue to warn you that it's going cold. So basically when the blue starts flashing, then drink it now. So just let it cool down a bit more there. So the blue starts flashing, and then once it's gone totally cold, obviously if you've left it too long and forgot about it, the blue, it'll just turn on the blue LEDs, and it'll just stay blue. So let it cool down a bit more. They're a bit bright on this camera at the moment, them blues, but just try and cool it down a bit. There. It'll turn a steady blue, and that means your tea's gone cold. So, like I say, the LCD is just for setting up. I'll just put a socket inside so that you can put I'll just plug one of these LCDs in, and it's going to be set at what is it? A hex 26 address. I've made it different to the standard one, so just for, well, I've had two on at one time, but anyways, so I don't know if you can see that. It sort of tells you what the temperature is to 3 decimal places. Wow. Anyways, the settings are only full degrees, but yeah. So I've got a laser cutter now, so I've cut myself a nice piece of plywood. I've done 4 layers. There's a bottom, and then there's the insides to give it room to put all the electrics. Yeah, so my cup of tea. Once it's done, my cup of tea, the sensor's in the middle, and my cup will just sit on there like that, sort of. So that's my cup of tea, and it'll tell me when it's just right to drink. Yeah, inside I've just glued the board with hot glue. The sensors glued in with super glue, and all these are glued in with super glue. And I've made it. It's got the 2 halves. The top 2 layers are glued together, and the bottom 2 layers are going to be glued together. But I've put some recessed screws in, so once the bottom is glued to this piece, you'll be able to use these screws to separate the 2 halves. If should you want to get back into it, but I've just got it screwed on like this at the moment, so that as I wire it up, then I know where everything needs to be within that area that I've hollowed out from the thing. So yeah, that's what's coming up. I'm working on an instructable to do that, and like I say, you just plug a USB cable in there to power it, and well, I hope you found that interesting. I'll get on with it. Thanks for watching.